There are hundreds of different money making methods in Hypixel Skyblock. Some of them require no effort and some of them require a lot. Today we're not going to be looking at current money making method, we're going to be looking at the history of the top 3 money making methods that broke the game that you can't do anymore. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you all enjoy. So I'm sure most people are familiar with NPC Flipping, and if you're not familiar with that, that's basically just buying from an NPC and selling to the bazaar. Certain items are profitable and certain items are not. Some items are very profitable, some items are just a little bit profitable. Currently if you go over to an NPC and try and buy as many as you possibly can of one item, there's a limit. Now this limit's in place for good reason. If we go to the bazaar and then we just go ahead and sell all of our items that we actually did buy, you'll see that I've made 7k profit just from literally buying from the NPC and selling to the bazaar. But now that's all you can actually do per day of that item. Now in the past there never used to be a cap. You could just buy and buy and buy and sell and sell and sell straight to the bazaar. Not only would this completely ruin the economy and create massive inflation, it would make players rich off basically doing nothing. It actually took quite a while for people to catch on to this before it was actually mainstream, and people basically started uploading videos on it because it was a really broken method. And obviously once people uploaded videos on it and it was such an insane method, it went viral and pretty much everyone knew about it, and for a period of time everyone was doing it. So they sort of had to put a stop to that, and that's why you can only now buy 640 of the same item per day. Otherwise the economy would probably be absolutely ruined. So the next insanely broken historical method brings us to the sandy bit of the park. Now, if you don't already know what I'm about to say, basically there's this item in Skyblock called the Golden Ball, and for weeks and weeks it was a complete utter mystery to how it's actually obtainable to players. There was people literally running all around this area trying to pick up clues on how to find this specific item, and it took about 2 weeks. And lo and behold, it was actually on top of this massive cliff inside this little house where you actually need to actually go to even get it. So if you actually go inside his little house and you click on him, he asks you to basically bring an animal to him, and basically you've got to get a lead and an animal from the park down there and bring it all the way up to the top of this cliff. So it's a bit of hassle. And then once you bring the animal up to him, you unlock the trade, which is a Sea Emperor for a golden ball. If you don't know what a golden ball is, it's basically just a reforged stone that you can put on a hoe. Just in case you're unsure, this is what it is. It's nothing special, to be honest. As you can see, the current price is around 1.8 million coins. This is much lower than it originally was. So when people actually first found out about this, the first people that actually did this and basically went and got the golden ball could basically decide how much they wanted to price it for on the market. There were stories of people literally paying around 1 million coins per golden ball to actually craft it, or should I say obtain it, and then selling it on the AH for over 25 million coins. Now there's no cap on how many times you can actually do this, so people were literally stockpiling them and selling them all at once. And they were selling straight away because there was so much hype around this item. Before it was on the market, people didn't actually know what it did, so it was pretty much a gamble, a complete mystery. So for people who literally would have stockpiled 50 of them and sold them pretty much straight away, they could have made over 500 million coins. You can see how this isn't very good for the economy, but inevitably the prices did sort of even out when people realised that the item wasn't very special in any way whatsoever, and also the fact that it didn't actually cost that many coins to actually obtain it yourself. But nevertheless, it was completely broken, and for them people who actually did obtain it and sell it for a load of coins, you know, fair play, but you definitely can't do it anymore. And the last old broken method brings us back to the hub and back to the AH. Now the AH as we know at the moment is completely different to how it used to be. If you are a newer Hypixel Skyblock player, then you won't have really remembered the times when it looked completely different. But not only did the building look completely different, the way it worked was insanely different, not even anything really recognisable to how it works today. AH Flipping as we know it today is very profitable, it's a very viable way of making money, and for a lot of people, including me, it's the main way of actually making money. But it's nothing compared to how it used to be. When we go onto the AH, and as you can see here, obviously we have an option to buy it now or auctions. The buy it now option never used to be there, so inevitably it was just auctions. Now currently, if I was to say bid on this rock candy, 12 coins, if I was to outbid this for 14 coins, obviously you can see that's a 2 coin increment. So that means that I would only have actually had to bid an extra 2 coins to become the leader of the auction. Now a long time ago, probably nearly 2 years ago, close to when Skyblock first launched, the actual difference to how much you actually needed to actually bid to outbid the previous person was way more. So for instance here on these 2 crystal fragments, 154k, if I was to bid 169k, I would outbid the other person. Whereas back in the day, it used to almost be closer to 100k increments. Obviously this is completely dependent on the price. The price basically determined how much the increment needed will scale. It still does today, but the increments are way less. Now you might be thinking that's fine, but how did people actually exploit this and make it into an insane money making method? Well, say for instance if somebody won an item for 7 million coins, so you then relist that on the AH, bearing in mind it's auctions only, and someone bids 6.5 million coins on your item that you paid 7 million coins for. Now that item might only be worth 7 million coins, but if someone then wanted to outbid the person who'd already bid 6.5 million coins, they'd have to bid close to 8 million coins to actually outbid them. So this probably makes it slightly easy to understand, because the difference in what they actually need to bid to win the auction is way more compared to what it is today. So having said that, you can see how people would easily make an insane amount of coins. Like you can obviously bid on as many items as you want, and it's pretty much just a case of listing them back up and making a lot of profit. And there's probably not even much effort involved in it, you're buying it for market price. Anyway, there's a reason why Buy It Now was introduced, and this is precisely the reason. To be honest, it just wasn't really fair on people who genuinely just wanted to buy the item, because they would have to overpay massively. Anyway, this is going to be all for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. It's not my typical sort of video, it's slightly different to usual. And for those of you wondering, another episode of Week to Juju should be coming out tomorrow at the usual time, 5 o'clock GMT. So, you can look forward to that, tune into that, watch that, you know. But anyway, like I said, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.